Hey, fellow Rise of Kingdoms players. In today's video, I want to share a guide on how to invest your gold heads and gems efficiently for SOC according to your own account. Tiers can be helpful, but they often lack personalization, making them ineffective for many players. So let's dive into the best commander pairings and strategies that will maximize the value of your investments. In order to give you an example, or a good direction, I want to present the best commander pairings, the big three. Before we explore more accessible options, let's discuss the best commander pairings known as the big three. As first infantry pairing, we have Guan Yu and Scipio. This duo offers a great balance between tankiness and damage output, also having a unique silence skill, making them really good on the battlefield. Scipio is the commander you want to focus out of the pair since he is giving you the most stats and the best debuffs, and Guan is already usable at 5-1-1-1. Best archer pair is Boudica and Thuge Liang. Boudica provides valuable stats and march speed, while Thuge Liang brings devastating area of effect damage, which is a really powerful combination. 5-5-5-1 Boudica is already usable and you wanna prioritize ZL instead. He becomes way stronger once he is expertised. As best Cav pairing, we have Neski Joan. Neski is a versatile commander giving everything: march speed, stats, and a great debuff, while Joan gives the damage and additional march speed. Out of these two, I would prioritize Nevsky. For most of the players, having around 500 gold heads is normal, so expertising one commander is for most players the best way to go. And I recommend for infantry players to go Scipio Prime with Voice G. If you didn't invest into Alex before, it's good. Alex just falls off an SOC since he's not doing enough skill damage. For Nevsky, I would just recommend to expertise Nevsky and run him with Wise G until you have Joan high enough, or use a second March, for example Boudica Wise G as my third foundation. Boudica 5-5-5-1, no need to expertise her really, and run her with Wise G. A lot of players tell you replace your Wise G with only 100 G heads with a 5-5-1-1 ZL. A lot of players tell you that, and even Chisco told you that in a video, and I will tell you now, don't do that. Maybe under special circumstances you can do it, but don't bench your YSG for a 5-5-1-1 ZL. Let's compare now both skill sets of both commanders to make sure which commander is better in which situation. Now, if you inspect both commanders, you find a lot of similarities, and in general, they are really similar to each other. They both deal in circular AoE damage, but ZL is way better with pure archers. So on the L side, you have a skill damage rotation of 5000 since he's dealing that much with his primary skill. His secondary skill can deal 500 damage. There's a 50% chance when he's getting silenced, so it's not really in your skill rotation, and on field it's really important to have a skill rotation. But for this comparison, I didn't calculate his RNG effects, as well as I didn't really calculate YSG's RNG effects. So both commanders give a good buff to their commanders. On the L side you have 30% health, on YSG side you have 20% defense, 30% health is way better, and they also buff skill damage and all damage. On the one side you have ZL when you have 5-5-1-1, he deals 12% all damage when you have full archers, and on the other side you have a 55% skill damage increase, which is universal and can be used in other matches other than archers. And the L's fourth skill, which will be really efficient and effective once you expertise him, is a 700 times 3 damage factor. You will only get this damage after the second skill rotation. So for on field, most of the times you only deal 2 skill rotations, and I didn't calculate the damage of his fourth skill. So if you calculate the 5000 times the 12%, you have a skill damage rotation of 5600. On the other hand, when you compare to YSG, he has a lower skill damage base, but he amplifies skill damage way more. So you come out at 6588 skill damage. Keep in mind that you get way more skill damage with YSG, and keep in mind that the skill damage amplifier of YSG adds up once you pair him with a LE commander. And also keep in mind that ZL gives more than damage. He gives a 15% damage debuff. On the other side, YSG only gives a rage engine and more damage. Me personally, I recommend to just go more damage in open field, since you just want to do the most damage until they focus you. If you learned something in this video, I would appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel and like the video. Since there are so many commanders, once you hit SOC, I want to give you a small range of commanders you should focus on in the beginning for your first and secondary march for each troop type. You have to expertise Nevsky, and if you have enough G-heads, you can run a second march. Would be most likely an archer march or an infantry march. So you run a Scipio 5551 with your YSG most likely, and run Nevsky with Joan of Arc. The most important part about Nevsky is the skill damage increase, and all other skills are pretty good, so expertising Nevsky is one of the priorities. The new commander ZL, of course, is a priority as well. You need a commander like Henry, Boudica, Thutmose, or Nebu, which provides march speed, to make ZL work. I wouldn't recommend pairing him with YSG. YSG just doesn't have enough march speed, any march speed at all. You have to sacrifice a lot of armaments for march speed. I mean, you can try it, but I wouldn't recommend it. So the most value you can get for your G-heads is to invest them into Joan of Arc. 5111 or 5115 in a perfect world would be enough for Joan of Arc. Once you have a 5115, she already does the skill rotation twice with a 100% certainty, and you should not invest more G-heads into her and better put them into Boudica or Scipio or Nevsky or ZL. The other really valuable march, I think, for a low investment, which can already work, is Guan. He's pretty valuable, already at 5111. Of course, better when you have him 5155 or 5115. Then he really shines and does enough skill damage. With this list, I just want to help you guys to decide on the right commanders and not over-invest on certain commanders if you don't have to. For example, Boudica and Scipio, they're really good at 5551 and don't really improve. You have to keep in mind is that pre-SOC commanders usually don't have a lot of skill damage, and skill damage is really crucial to be successful in open field, since you want to do the most skill damage or in general damage before you're getting targeted or you have to pull back. So having these commanders in the list is very useful and for sure better than a double relic El Cid or other pre SOC commander. That was it with the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did some bad investment, just comment them below in the comment section. And if you overinvested, maybe you can just comment it below as well. Just maybe some commander pairings you regret. For example, I regret investing into a SID with dailies and pre-SOC. To be honest, looking back, doesn't do much. Pretty much wasted money in the end. And another announcement is that I will be uploading more frequently and I will try to improve my content. So if you have any suggestions how I can improve my content, please leave them in the comments below. And I would feel grateful if you guys, I really feel grateful if you guys watch this video till the end, and would feel even more happier if you guys would subscribe to my channel. You guys will join me on my journey to become a better content creator. Catch you next time.